push the button.
Button is pushed.
Button is pushed on Ladies Wot Pod, episode number 50, our golden episode, supposedly, but it isn't because of what happened on Saturday. Deep sigh. Anyway, so we've been doing this now for 50 episodes, and you go first.
Oh, right.
You go first.
I am still on the edge of the fence. I haven't gone anywhere. And I normally have a camera stuck to my face whilst wearing a red hat.
And I am Liz Saunders, and I am in South Northants. I was going to say sunny, but it isn't. Well, it's dark now. And I am the chairman of the Saint Supporters Club Committee, variously noisy halo, I think is possibly the best way to describe it. And I wasn't there on Saturday, so it can't have been my fault.
Or maybe it was because you weren't there.
Maybe it was because I wasn't there. Anyway, so let's get Saturday discussed and put to bed, put behind us so that we can move on.
Yes.
I wasn't there because it was my dear Mama's 90th birthday, and we had all the family and we went out for lunch, and I had a really, really nice day up until coming home and switching the TV on. And then it was horrible. And if you read my report on the Saint Supporters Club website this week, you see I liken it to when I was a small child and watching the telly on a Saturday evening from behind the sofa, because it was a nightmare. It was dire. It was dreadful. I think that's about right.
Yes. So it was one of those games where, well, you and I earlier described it as a collective brain fart.
I think so.
It was very unfortunate what happened to Finn. Completely accidental. Took a stud to the face. Wisely, they kept him sat on the bench, looking he cut a very frustrated figure, which, given he'd only played 20 minutes in the autumn internationals, I can understand. But I think absolutely the medics and the coaches did the right thing, much as he was a frustrated figure. And George, likewise, George took a bang on the bonce and failed his HIA, and they absolutely doing the right thing, looking after the players. But it did disrupt our back line quite significantly, and our defence quite significantly, because George had put in some amazing tackles to stop what seemed certain Gloucester tries. So we had a very disruptive back line, and we had a very unsettled pack for reasons that didn't seem to make any sense at all. I'm hoping that they've got it out of their system, whatever it was. I mean, just doing silly things like not tapping penalties, and it was very, very strange. And we left a lot of points out there. I mean, it wasn't that we weren't creating chances, because certainly in the second half we were. But it was very strange, and not great.
But we were saying earlier, and I think you said Graham was saying the same thing, that it seems to be a pattern for us when our internationals come back. It's almost as if we're having to rewire their brains back to our systems, and it takes a little longer. They keep defaulting back to whatever they've been doing, and I think it's possibly worse for the guys who haven't played. So the Alex Coleses, the Finn Smiths, the Big Trevs, where they've just spent 5 weeks doing England drills without ever putting them into practice. So it must confuse the brain when it goes that. So that's possibly, I don't know. There is definitely, you think Bristol away last season was the same, and Gloucester, well, it was worse. But it was a bit grim on Saturday. So, and we do have special mention for the special child. Curtis, sometimes stop talking. Sometimes.
That's
If Manny is saying stop, stop.
Yes, you're referring to a photograph that I took on Saturday. Shall I see if I can find it? Because it is quite amusing.
Because it is brilliant.
Because clearly Manny is saying, Curtis, shut up. Now's the time to be quiet.
Curtis is lucky that he didn't just get a big paw clamped over his face.
I think Manny is he's a polite young man.
Too nice.
So
Let's push it far enough one day, though.
Yes, he is a very polite young man. But from the hand gesture, you can kind of get the feeling, that his colleague is trying to help him here. Yes, because it didn't work. Mr. Woodthorpe didn't take any notice.
Yeah, read, because you have done good work, Curtis, with the ref. Sometimes you've done really good work, but you need to read the ref and know when to shush. Know when he wants your help, know when he doesn't. There it is. No, Curtis, shush.
Johnny's got his eyes shut. I hadn't noticed that.
Yes. Oh, God. He's talking again.
But we can't put it down to Curtis's valiant attempts with Mr. Woodthorpe.
No, we can't. No, there's blame to be spread all over the pitch. No, we can't single anybody out.
It was a collective brain fart on Saturday.
The two who get away with not being blamed are Finn and George.
Yes, absolutely.
They actually weren't on the pitch long enough.
He was barely on the pitch, bless him.
Yeah. I mean, having said that, Ferbs's try in the first half was a thing of beauty, a Ferbs straight out the top drawer try. That was a highlight.
And he aimed for the hat, so I can't ask any more than that.
And as having Mitch back, the thought of Mitch being back on the pitch is just lovely.
Yes, and he got a huge cheer when he came on. So I felt a bit sorry for Tom James actually. It's like, hold on, let me get off before you.
I think because of all the rumours swirling around that it was a career-ending injury. I'm not really sure where that came from, really, but etc. Is it was probably relief to see him back, because you don't want that for any player, and let alone one of our own. So, welcome back, Mitch, and let's move on to next week. Let's get Saint stuff all parcelled off and done. So next week, this week, Saturday, Castres. Oh, I may have to polish off my French again for doing my haloing, because sometimes.
Oh yes, of course, yes. Do they have a big travelling support? I don't recall.
No, I don't think so. About 12 of them, I think, usually.
Yeah, I don't recall. And you and I were just discussing that we've been to some pretty.
Awful.
I've never actually seen them win in Castres. They have done.
I've never seen them.
Yeah, they did win a game when Simon Minot was playing, and had, I think, one of his best games.
Yeah,
for the club, but I wasn't there for that. No, I witnessed the horrific deluge in Toulouse, and basically mullering in Castres. I was so bored. I was taking photographs with my phone of the mountains between the stands. And Dave Rogers came to see me after the game to show me all the lovely pictures he'd taken of Castres players scoring tries, because, he's a caring, sharing chap. He likes to, So Castres are having an okay season. They lost heavily on Saturday. By 50 points, I think, were put on them. But I don't think you can take anything reading that, because they seem to be having an okay season. So it's two teams that have lost this weekend coming to meet each other. And it'd be interesting to see whether Castres are taking the competition seriously. Because you never know, you never know with us. But
Well,
one would
you
hope
know,
at the start we are taking it seriously. Given that we got to the semi-finals last season, I cannot imagine Douse is going, no, I won't bother this season.
we'll leave this one. Well,
We'll leave this one.
the way we're going in the league, we've got to concentrate on something.
Come on,
Sorry,
cheer
did I
up.
say that out loud?
You have said that. Like, come on, cheer up. I'm not having it. No, we're not having it.
I've always been in worse places.
We've been in lots of worse places. Absolutely.
I think it was the frustration of Saturday's game. Sorry, I thought we'd put it to bed, but I'm going back there.
You go back there. Don't.
And it was just the frustration of it that Gloucester weren't that good. We just fed them. Here you go. As I'd say that intercept try, the pass that was made for that was so loose and so telegraphed. Even I could see,
not us.
From behind the settee, I could see that was going to happen. So I don't know. Anyway,
a bad day at the office, but I think Castres is going to be great for a reset. Europe, it's a new competition.
Yeah.
If you recall, we went to Glasgow in the first round last year, and nobody gave us a Scoobies.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, because we'd only won away at Newcastle, hadn't we?
Yeah.
We'd had a dreadful start and managed to claw out that win at Newcastle in the pouring. Can it rain? Do you think it could rain?
No.
We do seem to play better in the rain. That's what I'm saying.
No, come on, but play nicely. I do not wish to be sat in a deluge again.
No, that's very true. No rain. No rain. Okay, no rain.
No rain, Mrs. Saunders. What we do want is us to get our mojo back. So to play, some of our game. It might sound a bit cliche, but it is true. Put our game on the pitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Stop trying to force things and stop trying to win it on your own. It's a team game. There we are. That's the team talk. I can do that for you, Douse, if you want. Because they listen to me, elderly ginger. Yeah, of course they would. Who wouldn't?
Be careful what you wish for. You never know. One of the things that we've had a mixed bag of matches over the years against Castres, but I was remembering, if you recall, that famous game, and I'm just trying to find. There we go. Northampton Saints former players. And I'm looking for one, George PC. Here we go. Oh, we were wearing that kit, were we?
Oh, do share.
Yeah, right. So this is in 2014.
Oh, that year?
January 2014.
That's, yes. No, that wasn't what I said. Oh, yes. Was that in there? That's at the Gardens.
Really, really boring game where George won it with one of the last plays of the game. And it was something like, I think we won it 8-7, or it was dull as ditch water. I was so glad when this dive went in. I mean, you can see that's Tom Collins in the background.
Tom Collins, isn't it? Yeah. That's when they wore those nice tweeds.
It was a shocking game. It was.
When their off-field kit was those lovely tweed jackets.
Yes, that's right. They were in their tweed phase. There you go. Not great. It's not really in focus. But look, where's the ball? Who's got the ball? It was actually.
Well, where is?
It's behind Ken's leg. What's going on here? I mean, on the right.
That's a spectacular look at me move, that is.
That is. I'm going to fall over. Yes. It's. Yes.
Who is it? Do we know who that is?
I think it's his brother. Ken's brother. Oh, hello. I'm doing it again.
That's George, yes.
That's George. Yeah, there you go.
Well, who's that?
Oh, that's the... is
that Nappy?
That is... No, it is... It is... Oh, you can see on the screen up here. Tuana yes, the short-term contract guy that we got, who was a Samoan. He only played for about 6 months, but I don't know. It's party central in front of the technical area. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway,
it's close to full time, obviously.
Yes, and here they are in. There you go. That's in France. Didn't win that one either. Anyway,
no, we were always very much Bonnie Tyler in France, weren't we?
Mm-hmm. Lost. Yes,
yeah.
Just for those of you who haven't worked that one out, because you don't know who Bonnie Tyler is.
Google it if you're that young.
So Castres should be interesting. Of course, it did once produce the moment of a game when Tamara Harrison ran somebody over in what's called a boof.
The boof moment. It's
the boof moment,
there.
Which is on your wall in front of you. The photograph I took of that. So we've got no idea what sort of game this is going to be, but it's going to be fun. Because I always look forward to Europe. You never know what you're going to get, as evidenced by what happened last season. Yeah, nobody gave us a Scoobies going to Glasgow.
No, that was wet. Oh, that was wet.
That was very wet. And then people gave us even less of a Scooby. Actually, no, saying that, there were one or two Munster fans who gave us a little bit of a chance.
No, I think your Munster fans more than anybody else gave us a chance, actually.
But the moment that Curtis had his moment...
Oh, God.
Down to 14 men, they're scoring tries for fun, and somehow a son, Mr. F. Smith...
Well, there we go.
Winning the rain. So,
those two victories. Goal, Mr. Borthwick.
Yes.
Under pressure, Mr. Borthwick.
Those two victories away were magnificent, to say the least. And, of course, yes. So, we'll see. So, it's Castres at home. I'm looking forward to it. It's a 3:15 kickoff because ERC like to be annoying. And, we'll have a watch. Getting back to this weekend's rugby, congratulations to Bedford Blues for a magnificent win at Nottingham in what can only be described as a boggy pitch. Sherpa 2 explained that it was a heavy pitch. I went, oh, that bodes well for February.
Yeah.
Yippee! Yeah. Valentine's, lovely. I've got a tooth extraction the day before that. I should be feeling very...
very jolly. That's what you need then.
Just what you need, sit in the cold, having had a tooth out. Yes, so well done, Bedford. And it's a tough place to go. It's a really tough place to go. It's a very partisan crowd. And a very loud PA, just like Coventry, really. When it comes to our trip to Lady Bay, I think, yes. And thank you to James Cherry and Matty Arden, who sent us their thanks for the mention on the pod after the game at the Gardens. You're welcome, gentlemen. We're glad you're aboard. As former Saintsmen, you'll always be in our hearts. But well done to Bedford. I can't imagine Matty and James were too chuffed at that.
No.
Yes, and Lucas Titherington. What fabulous! I feel undernamed when I'm near Lucas.
We all do. That is such a
That's a fabulous name. Fabulous name. We're talking about Titherington, not Lucas.
Yes. Yes, it's a fine Edwardian style name.
The star man of the championship.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
Very good. So well done then. And then I think also a big shout out to the Loughborough women who gave Harrisons a real scare at the StoneX. And it looks like, from what I've seen, and I've watched a bit of it, they played really, really well. So Saracens will not have expected that. So whilst they're not getting the results, they are certainly putting in some cracking performances at the moment. So, keep on battling, girls. Keep on battling.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, Saracens women are strong, and it's a wind tunnel of a place to go and play in, isn't it? So well done.
It's a tough old place to go, as we will know in December, later this month, won't we?
Yes,
I was going to say in December. It is December. Yes.
Yes, later this. Oh, good Lord.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's nearly Christmas. Because if you notice, Jimmy is in his festive
He's
garb.
looking very festive. I'm impressed with that. Yeah. Very good.
I thought he could sit there and be happy for December. I don't think he's. I don't know. It's difficult to tell whether he's happy or not. Whether he's a laughing gnome or a miserable gnome, or just a gnome. Really, gnome, sweet gnome.
Gnome. That's all I can say. Enigmatic. Yeah. So, the dark months of winter are upon us now. So photography is pretty challenging. I was very pleased that despite the fireworks on Saturday, because we had to go back to the fireworks rather than the twinkly lights, there was a stiff breeze, so the smoke cleared pretty rapidly. And actually, I'm told that the people who sit in the Carlsberg stand were quite grateful for the breeze as well, because it meant they saw the first 5 minutes. But yeah. Anyway,
so why have we gone back to fireworks then?
Well, it was a day game. Twinkly lights and night games.
Twinkly lights not going to work, are they? Fireworks are a bit off.
Well, they're day fireworks because it's more smoke and
smoky. Yeah.
Anyway, so
so in Europe, it's the flames for Europe, isn't it? Because that's quite nice and warm.
It goes, yes, and that if you look at Alex Mitchell's avatar, or what they call it on the Insta, it's him jumping in the air because James Fitchett got him jumping when the flames went up.
I do like the flames because they're on our side, on the church's side. So when it's cold, it's get quite warm. It's quite nice. I like the flames.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing what obstacle ERC put on the pitch before the game. If you remember, we had the little arch last time.
Like the tunnely thing, didn't we? Yeah, what will it be this season?
And it was great watching every club have to run around with this blooming thing. And then, of course, we got the return of the
zebras.
The zebras. What were their names? I forgot the name of the zebra. Lizzie told us, didn't she? Oh, what are the names of the zebras? They've all got the name. Anyway, return of the zebra and Medallion Man.
I can only think of Pikelet the zebra.
So ERC and always brings new excitement, and we'll wait and see. But as I say, the dark days of photography. So I was at an event last Thursday.
Oh yeah. Where was this event, Mrs. J? Wasn't exactly semi-long, was it?
No, it was in Mayfair.
Mayfair.
It was at the Leica camera store because they invited me and Dr. T, Sherpa One, to their event. But they set me a challenge.
Oh, so what is the challenge? You haven't told me what the challenge is yet.
So the challenge is I have this is not the camera I normally use.
No.
So this is what's called a Leica SL3, which is a mirrorless. It weighs a ton. That's the other thing. Okay. It's built like a chieftain tank. So it's what I use on travel. So when I was in New York earlier this year, this is the camera, and on the east coast of the States, this is the camera I use to take my travel photography. So it's a very nice camera, but I've got it all set up for taking photographs of cathedrals and, lovely scenes as you do. So I had great fun in the Cathedral of St. John the Divine, taking photographs with this. So the length of lens I have, for those of you who are photographers, 24-70 is a bit short.
Is it?
It is a bit, yes, it's a bit short. But they have said to me, can you, as a professional photographer, could you use your SL3 and take some photographs of action? Because everybody uses these cameras for travel and portraiture and whatever. But we'd like to see how
they do.
How it does. And so I ended up reading the manual, and I've discovered things that...
Well, that's your error. That's where you've gone wrong.
I went wrong, didn't I? Reading, but I've discovered it's got all sorts of features that are absolutely what sports photographers want. And so when I do training tomorrow, this will be going with me. Ooh. And we'll see how I get on. But it's a big old beast. But,
okay. We'll see how that goes on.
See how we get on. And if you hear some swearing, that's because, it's not quite doing what I want to do. And it will be the operator, not the camera. I'm sure the camera's fine. But typically, there aren't many sports photographers shooting with Leicas. And yes. And of course, the Leica M, which celebrates its 70th birthday this year, is what's called a rangefinder camera. And it's manual focusing. And if you think I'm manual focusing...
No.
It's not happening. When I first started in the press room all those years ago, there were still photographers who didn't trust autofocus and manually focused. I don't know of a single photographer that does that today. The autofocus systems on these cameras are so good now that you'd have to be slightly mad.
Do you even now need to take light readings? Because that was always a big thing with the photographers.
Yeah, your light meter and the grey card and all that.
All there with a light meter. And what's the light? What film are we using on this and that?
The camera meters for us, and a lot of it is
you don't know you're born. You don't know you're born. You're not fiddling. You've not got your light meter and putting the right film in and fiddling with your lens and now I've missed it.
No, I missed it. It's all gone. Could you go back and do that again, please? Yeah, no.
Hell of a lot of classic tries. Nobody's got a picture of.
Nobody's got a picture of because they were too busy changing their film.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, that's exactly it. Yes, you do need to meter. Yes, it does have an effect. The multiple light systems that modern stadiums have can confuse even the best cameras. Leicester Tigers ground is a nightmare. Because it's got two completely different light systems, which cause all sorts of weird and wonderful things to happen with the colour balance. But by and large, yes, you still have to know what you're doing. As people are surprised how hard it is still. A lot of the work is taken away by the modern camera, which is really good. And so you can concentrate on composition.
On what you're supposed to be doing.
What you should be doing, which is worrying about what's happening in the field in front of you. Because the camera is doing some of the legwork. But it's not, it's still quite hard work. And it does. And they get confused. Like me, I get confused, and so do cameras. But so I'm intrigued what this...
Maybe that's what happened to the Saints players on Saturday. Something about the light confused them.
The light confused them. They're not used to playing at 3:00 in the afternoon. Who knows?
Well, could well be, actually. Could well be. Let's face it.
That 15-minute delay on Saturday could be all the difference they needed.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's your challenge from Leica.
That's my challenge from Leica, and I'm going to have a go tomorrow. And I may take it to a Loughborough Lightning game because it's not so busy and I can have more kit around than I would normally. So I might shoot it again at a Lightning game. So let's see.
Nice.
Media Watch.
Oh, yes. There was a Media Watch thing because James Burridge's bit on Dean got done last week, didn't it?
Yeah, except James got the numbers wrong, but never mind. It was a good try.
Well, also, I felt that they'd had to update it because he'd done the original bit weeks ago, hadn't he?
Yeah, it was Ladies' Day, and he dived in the corner, and was it Ladies' Day?
I think it was.
But it was some time ago, and he dived in and scored. Yeah.
So well done, Look East, for eventually running a story. But I mean, I don't think there's even any point in watching this evening because it'll be Kettering who have been...
it'll be about Kettering, and a little bit about Kettering. And in some ways, let's forget about what happened this weekend.
Don't really mind so much this week.
Actually, Stuart Barnes' article about the game in the Times was well balanced. I thought it was a fair assessment of what happened. He
can write very well.
Yeah, it was a fair assessment of what happened.
It's just him that's an idiot, really. They have said it. In my opinion.
In your opinion. In your opinion.
He can't sing.
So, yes. And Towcester.
Towcester. Yes. So we had the marvellousness of Towcester minis this week. So some of them, they were all playing Milton Keynes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the under-9s weren't, because the under-9s had been at the festival.
I was going to say, I'm sure I was taking photographs of the under-9s on Saturday.
The under-9s presumably were at the festival on Saturday. So the others, so you've got the under-10s, and I think the under-8s, under-11s, I'm not sure, were playing at Milton Keynes, but the under-7s were playing at Towcester.
Ooh.
So I went off with Harry. We went off to Milton Keynes, and luckily, as the gods were looking at me nicely, I managed to park without even realising it, looking at where he was playing, well, where he was warming up, actually, because when he was playing, obviously, I went out and watched, and it came on, the shower got a bit heavy, so I was able to retreat into the car and still watch some warm-ups. That was good. And then, and he's sent us a report anyway. He was getting a lot more involved and a bit more shouty. Which
excellent. Well done.
No idea where he gets that from.
Well done, Harry.
Yeah.
Well, well done, Harry. Because
So we've a report from Harry, and also the International Man of Mystery has spoken to the press again. So we've a report from Alfie.
Well, let's hear the two of them natter on.
Right, I'm here with Harry, who's going to talk us through this morning's performance at Milton Keynes in the rain. How did it go, Harry?
Good. I helped 2 people, so I'll try.
2 try assists. Well done.
And I shouted a lot.
What were you shouting?
Spread out and rush them.
Rush them. So were you happy with your performance?
Yes.
And were you happy because you got more involved?
Yeah.
And you didn't care about the rain?
No, I didn't care.
So well done. Well done, Harry. Thank you. And we've no idea whether you won or lost, have we?
Well, I won 2 matches.
You won 2 matches?
And I lost 1.
And lost 1. That's really good. Well done. Thank you, Harry.
Granny Gingy, it was very hard, and also I scored 1 try, and also I got 10 tags off of the same person, and also the same person I got 10 tags off. It started me in the hand and also stepped on my foot.
Well done, gentlemen. Top work.
So they're still thoroughly enjoying it, but I'm not sure about this other child that Alfie took 10 tags from, who then stamped on his hand and his foot. That could go for a lifetime, really, couldn't it? Let's face it. That's at under 7s, and it could go for a lifetime. But we will see. But yeah, they're still thoroughly enjoying it, even in the rain on Sunday morning. So, well,
there you go. That was the good thing about Saturday. It didn't rain. Didn't rain.
Yeah. So that's Towcester. Walking rugby now. Well,
yes, walking rugby.
Well, in the walking rugby societies, there's been a bit of a fallout with the IT department, hasn't there? They're not speaking to each other at the moment.
IT department, Cambridge department, sent a message about what was it? Throwing the ball to yourself over. What happened was Dr. T was stood on the line, and to get past Dr. T, the opposition player threw the ball in the air over Tim's head and caught the ball.
Now, it's a forward pass, isn't it? Because he's thrown it. You're allowed to juggle if you're receiving the pass, but you can't throw it if you're throwing it forward.
Deliberately throw it.
Yeah.
But it was the manner of the response from the Towcester department of the ice. It was cold.
It was cold.
Just
absolutely brutal.
Laying out the law, literally.
Yeah. That's it. No, I'm sorry, chap, you're wrong. Because I quite politely suggested forward pass, which was backed up by Julia. But then the IT department just came in, bang, quoted the law. That was it.
That was it. Gone.
And, yeah. So, We will be selling tickets for when they meet up for a return bout.
Which will be this Saturday.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If you see a pitch battle between two IT geeks in the middle of Franklin's Garden pitch, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Paulie stands a chance, to be honest.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Round by the ankles.
Yes. Anyway. So apart from that, we missed walking rugby because we were in London for Mother's 90th birthday celebrations. We didn't get back in time, so we've really nothing to report apart from the fallout with the IT department.
Fracas. Yes. Well,
the WhatsApp fracas. I did know a chief reporter who came back from doing the police calls and said, looked at him, there was a fracas on Saturday. Sorry, what?
Fracas.
A fracas.
That sounds painful.
Quite possibly was. In Bletchley. Yeah, that would be about right then. So I don't know whether, I'm not even sure what happened with that. That was highly entertaining. He was a bit of an idiot as well. But
what I should mention, lots of halos on Saturday. Buzzing about the page. There were a lot of halos. I saw them. Dr. T gave me a withering look as I attempted to take his photo. I did. But I don't think he'll be seeing the light of day. No. But no, there are a lot of halos who, as I say, helping everybody. And I think you, as you said, you've got to dust off your French for this weekend.
Yeah. Because we have had French people with very little English asking a question. And when I was able to répondre en français, they were most impressed. So that was
good. Excellent.
I think they understood the gesticulation more than the French, but we.
Now, in other games, of course, the other two teams have games. Loughborough are back at the Gardens on Sunday and are playing Gloucester Hartpury, who are, of course, the champions. And they've there's the sevens, the American sevens. Was it Maya? She was wearing a red and white jacket, which people are taking as a sign.
Oh, that's where she's going.
That's where she's going. Yes,
that'd be because they need that sort of help.
Yeah, because they're short of talent. Anyway, and Blues are. Say a quiet prayer, everybody. No. But actually, Blues do really well against this lot. It's Ealing Trailfinders, who are the current champions, who will be going to Geldington Road. And Sherpa 2's Cross, that I can't be in two places at once.
Well, I think that's very selfish of you, to be honest.
It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. So, two very tough. It's ironic that both teams are playing the respective champions of their leagues.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough weekend for the Blues.
Well, good luck to Bedford and good luck to Lightning. Just go and put your game on the pitch. Do your stuff. And
do your stuff.
And make use of that slope at Goldington Road. Make use of it. Push them down it if necessary. Roll them down it.
I've shot matches against Ealing at Goldington Road before now, and the Blues usually give a very good account of themselves. The last match they played at the end of last season, wasn't really indicative of the games in the past. It was a bit of a one-sided. Ealing running out winners and then celebrating their championship win. But Blues are now in second in the division, which is really, really good. So Mike Rare and his men are doing a fabulous job, aided and abetted by several Saintsmen, including a Langdon.
Yes, yeah, Langdon Minor. And
I believe Will Spencer played on Friday as well.
Oh, good.
That's somebody we need to say goodbye to. Our dear chum Gavin Thornbury has played his last game for the Saints.
Bugger!
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think that's going to put us into the 18 category on
No.
YouTube.
No, I don't think so.
He's played his last game for the Saints. He's heading off back to Connaught for Christmas, and then he's off to Utah Warriors in the MLR.
Well, they've got a little treasure there. I think they're,
really
I
have.
have been so impressed with him. I did wonder whether we wouldn't be hanging on to him, but...
And in other news, of course, Joanno's off to Ulster.
Indeed. Yeah. Mm.
Yes. And I imagine there are many reasons, one of which is he gets to go to South Africa in the URC.
Yes. Yeah. Also, I suspect he's been a lot of money chucked at him.
Well, they do seem to be on a bit of a... He's going to end up Bedford and Saints Old Boys over there soon.
Is it?
But with Brian O'Connor and... I'm going to forget the other guy's name. How can I forget his name? The former Blue who went via Doncaster Knights has gone to Ulster. I'm going to have to look it up in a minute. It's annoying me, that. And, of course, now, Joanno. And of course, Ulster have a history of having South Africans who do well. Although Simon Kitsoff, the prop, didn't have a good time there. He had to end his contract early, and I read that he may actually have retired from rugby because of a neck injury.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So, excuse me when I look up this former Blue. I can't do this without.
They have before we had him disastrously for a short reign. Alan Solomons, was he at Ulster?
Yes, he was. Yeah. He definitely was. Yeah. And here we go. I can't see him. Well, on that exciting note of me not finding, and he's such a nice chap. This is terrible. Oh dear. Oh.
Well, has he gone? Is he a player, manager?
He was a
coach?
player, and he played tight head prop, and he was a lovely chap, and it's completely flummoxed me. Anyway, I'm sure I'll remember for next week's edition. But I think Ulster are on a bit of a spending spree, recruitment spree at the minute.
Yeah.
So we wish Joanno well, but he's with us till the end of the season, and he was one of the ones trying very hard, not getting very far, bless him, on Saturday. So yeah, it's a big loss, but it's professional sport, isn't it?
That's professional sport, and we have got Henry coming through, so
yeah, and hopefully Sam Graham will be on the mend.
Yes, yeah, and of course we've signed this new Samoan, which once we get him into
Mr. Smiley person,
Smiley, who was it? Is it Manny? Manny saying he's the nicest person he's ever met, just about.
Yes, he's lovely, he's charming. I only met him for about 30 seconds and he was lovely. But yes, so hopefully we'll see more of him soon. It's professional sport, everybody. It's sad when they go, but hopefully we can have some fun while he's still beating about the place and being Joanno, being Trocky.
Right. Lovely. Well, we best call it a day then. Today.
Yes.
Our golden.
Here's to the next.
I'm not having the collective brain fart. It's my turn.
I'm going to look up this now. It's really annoying me. What's his name?
I don't know.
She's going to be screaming at the Corey Barrett. There we go.
Yes.
I remember Corey Barrett.
Yeah,
such a lovely, lovely man. His dad used to come and see him regularly, and I think he lives in Ireland, so it was quite a trek for him to come and see him. And Corey's a lovely, lovely guy, and I'm really pleased for him that he's done so well, because he worked incredibly hard. So I'm
just glad you've remembered for everybody.
Oh, it was. I mean, the thing is, I could see.
See his face.
See his face.
Right.
Yes. Anyway,
Right,
on that note,
you need to go off and do your physio.
I'm
And
just going to do stretching and whatever because it's Monday and it's
we
physio
will
day.
regroup. Well, we'll see you on Saturday, and we will regroup next week for more fun and frolics and the
More
Ladies
fun and
Wot Pod.
frolics. Do subscribe. Do send
like.
us do send us messages. Thank you again to everybody who said they liked the pod this week. It's great. We love you dearly. Episode 50 of the Ladies Wot Pod.
There it is. Bye, everybody.
Done. Bye.